if we're being legitimate about why we call that other thing an RPG, when the Final Fantasies of the world are not very choice oriented, right? If at all, they are hyper linear. A lot of the times, I'm not counting for all of them. A lot of the early ones are hyper linear. And they're
we talking about? You say? What did you say? Immersive Sims or RPGs?
RPGs like Final Fantasy, like JRPGs, for instance, are not very choice oriented.
Yeah.
Just as for instance, do people stop calling them JRPGs? I can't even think of a competing definition for Final Fantasy or Lost Odyssey or whatever. I mean, else you got.
Turn-based RPGs are like that kind of turn-based RPG is an extremely linear experience that's basically just structured like a God of War game, but you get turn-based combat and a little bit of like size. It wasn't even until more recently where like it was more of an RPG, like the more recent games that are like actually like open world, like have choices or whatever. Yeah, it's one of those hard things to define. Like when I think RPG, I think of a game like, you know, where you can choose your name, you're kind of a blank slate, you can choose how you want to play, what skills you have, etc., what weapons you use, what armor you have, items. You can make choices and have multiple different endings, and things have a cause and effect. You know, I mean, I would almost go as far as to say like
characteristics go onto Borderlands, right? You get to choose which character you are. You probably choose their name, technically speaking, but it's like, say the name.
But it's preset.
Planescape Torment or whatever. Because like obviously we're going with the standard that's already been set. When it's like, well, where did these all come from in the first place? They all came from Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah. So that to me is the purest form of RPG. Is this character sheet? You're leveling up your guy. You're also making
you make it all up from scratch.
Right. But I think that the action RPG people are at least consistent in how they, even if they're kind of loose and they overthink, like their view is not nearly as wide ranging. I'm saying if my worldview or whatever you want to call it is as wide ranging and consistent as I want it to be, I have to technically allow them to have their little weird thing over there.